Hey y'all. Woo, how y'all doing? Mm. So, hey you guys, welcome to Burgundy Blue Commentary. So, sorry, no microphone today. I'm moving around today, but I wanted to go over something that a little chit chat right quick. That my friend and I were talking about. I'm trying to break down the Romeca Meeks case, but you guys know, if you don't know, Romeca Meeks is the young lady that dropped her son off at school. And coincidentally, her baby father lived around the school, and she ran into the other baby mama, and she fatally suffered gunshot. She died. The other baby mama shot her. So we were talking about this case, and everything I needed was at my fingertips on TikTok. Like, you could hear what the family of Romeca had to say. You could hear from Holly's side of the family and friends. You could see the baby daddy posting old clips of Romeca getting into it with him. It was all at my fingertips. And I just was like, whoa. So we went back down the rabbit hole and was talking about MySpace. You guys remember MySpace when Tom was your first friend, right? And it was so simple then. It was just so simple. Now it still was weird things going on in AOL chat rooms, MySpace, and dare I say, Black Planet. Black Planet was social media like MySpace for Black people, right? So dare I say, Black Planet as well, right? So back then, the worst that could happen is that you look at somebody you got a crush on and see who they top 8 was. Now social media has been a way to like attack people, locate where people are. The technology has gotten so far that even it's no respect on social media anymore, even down to where we saw, which we were talking about a second ago, Romeca laying on the ground. People posted her body in blood laying on the ground. Back in the day, we didn't have all that. I'm sitting here thinking, you guys, I can't remember how to log into my MySpace, or even if I still talk to the top 8 people of my MySpace to this day. But I wanted to just have a chit chat about it, about how social media has changed so drastically. Like I said, it still had the creepy people, but now it's a way to attack people head on. So I wanted to just read a little bit about MySpace and a little bit about really quickly, and then I want to go into where time is now, and then I want to play some of the clips. So this will be a sensitive subject matter. Some of the clips that has been going on with several cases, like we have the Naziah Harris case we were following. I'm so sorry, guys. Let me take my retainer out. I'm sorry. So we had the Naziah Harris case we were following. Everyone's internet detectives. We all were figuring out where Naziah was. Yet, thank God to Ring doorbell footage and stuff like that, we now know when she got off the school bus. I sort of stopped covering that case. I'll do a little bit more. I sort of stopped covering it because it got really, really territorial over that case with the different YouTubers. And we saw that like in the Dalton saga. So I couldn't have both of that running at once, but they did have a celebration for her birthday this week I want to talk about. So let's go into MySpace. And sorry that the subject matter kind of crossed over. I sort of want to bring you in the conversation we were having about how I didn't have to wait on the Sunday paper. I didn't have to wait on the morning news. I could just go to TikTok and get all in these people business from the front to the back to find out what happened. And it used to not be that way. And you guys let me know if you had a MySpace, if you feel like it, let me know. And do you miss MySpace? And Tom doesn't work for MySpace anymore. I went to MySpace to see. I didn't even know that. I hadn't thought about MySpace in forever. So just a little bit about MySpace. Hold on a second, guys. And yes, we're going to use Wikipedia where anybody could change anything when they want to, but we're going to go ahead and talk about it. So it says MySpace. It used to be cap my and then space. It's not that anymore. It says it was a social networking service based on in the United States. It launched August 1st of 2003. It was the first social network to reach a global audience and had a significant influence on technology, pop culture, and music. It also played a critical role in the early growth of companies like YouTube and created a developer platform that launched companies such as Zynga, Roku, and Photobucket, among others, to success. From 2005 to 2009, MySpace was the largest social networking site in the world. In July of 2005, MySpace was acquired by News Corporation for $580 million. You know what? What's your guys' thoughts? Did Facebook just knock MySpace out? Like, I wonder. Let's see. It surpassed Yahoo Mail and Google Search to become the most visited website in the United States. During the 2008 fiscal year, it generated $800 million in revenue. At its peak in April of 2008, MySpace had 115 million monthly visitors. By that time, the recently emerging Facebook had about the same number of visitors, but somewhat more global users than MySpace. In May of 2009, Facebook surpassed MySpace in its number of unique US visitors. Since then, the number of MySpace users has declined steadily despite the several redesigns. As of 2019, MySpace had 7 million monthly visitors. In June of 2009, MySpace employed approximately 1,600 people. And in June of 2011, Specific Media Group and Justin Timberlake jointly purchased the company for approximately $35 million. Even though it was sort of declining, that's interesting. Okay. So, on February 11, 2016, it was announced that MySpace and its parent company had been purchased by Time Inc. for $87 million. On January 31st of 2018, Time Inc. was in turn purchased by Meredith Corporation. And later that year, November 4th of 2019, Meredith spun off MySpace and its original holding company. Okay. And it sold it to Viant Technology LLC. Okay, so where is Tom? Where is Tom? That's what I want to know. So Tom has an Instagram. Let's go there. Let's go to Tom Instagram. Okay. And his name is MySpace Tom on Instagram. So he has 837 followers. Let's go over to Tom's Instagram. 837,000 followers. Okay. And there's Tom. So he's just doing more artsy pictures. It looks like, is he married maybe? What's going on here? Oh, I had to log in. I didn't log in. So yeah, MySpace Tom is out here, y'all. So I thought that was pretty interesting that we haven't seen Tom and he was able to make this money, and things were just so simple back then. I heard it was about to be a Netflix documentary. I mean, Netflix. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Did it start yet? Did they get it already? Let me see. It's in development right now. It was going to be a MySpace documentary directed by Tommy Avalon. It's in development, featuring the platform's founder, Chris DeWolf and Tom Anderson, and notable artists like Melissa Marie and Chris Carrabba of Dashboard Confessional. So they're going to be talking about it will cover MySpace history from its initial launch to its eventual decline and the role of launching music careers. So let me tell you, I think the first time I heard of Tidra Moses was on MySpace. Katy Perry popped off on MySpace. When I heard about this makeup guru, but he wasn't at that time. He was kind of like Kat Von D best friend. It was through MySpace. That's Jeffree Star. So yeah, MySpace was it launched a lot of careers. And it was like once Facebook came along, in my opinion, everybody just went on over to Facebook, forgot about MySpace. And I think it was more simple because you didn't have to worry about who your top 8 was. People would get so mad if you weren't in the top 8. And it was just really, really simple. So now hold on, you guys. I think it's a helicopter. So yeah, it's a helicopter. So you guys, we also had Black Planet. We went over that. So what I want to talk about is how simple it used to be just to be on social media. Hey, Miss Indias. Hey, Scott. How simple it used to be just to be on social media, and now social media has gotten so complicated. You used to just put a cute picture of your dog up there, a cute picture of your cat up there, a plant, a picture of you in a celebration, and that would be it. But now it's videos. I don't even think MySpace had. Did MySpace have videos? I don't remember. I don't think Black Planet did. But now it has came to a point where now people are using social media for bad things. So we're going to flip on over to the case of why Romeca, and we talked about Romeca Meeks. What was posted that elevated the shooting that took place in Chicago? People are releasing more and more footage, and I was like, and like I said, I'm sorry that we're running these two conversations together, but I think it's important to know how simple it was. And then we're in the middle. Like if you're like, I guess would be Gen X or millennial, or if you're in the middle, if you're middle age, basically, if you're like in your 40s or 50s, you sort of came from just being, a typewriter to a computer, to, from a typewriter to an IBM to a MacBook. You saw the steps and you gradually got to learn it, right? Now I see kids that are 1 and 2 born with a tablet in their hand. So they're right away getting that screen time. We had to wait till we got home to watch TV, right? Before cable, all of that stuff. And then now you have the elders that found this new social media wave. And some of them, I was watching a TikTok where they're getting taken advantage of, getting catfish, getting scammed, putting out more information than they should because they don't really know how social media works. And it's gotten kind of out of hand. And now everything goes on social media. It didn't used to be that way. Hey, Miss Asia. So let's go to Romeca's case. And we're going to play that. Then we're going to play a clip from the messy hotspot. And then we're just going to see how social media kind of egged it on. Because remember, they were watching each other pages. And that's what happens a lot of times. People are watching their ex page, watching their old friends page, seeing what's going on, finding people locations. And social media was not that deep. It used to be just so simple, a cute place to put your picture up, your accolades, say news, and go on about the day. Now it's turned into things where people can really just stalk you on social media. So let's go to Romeca's case. So I'm going to start with what the shooter posted what the shooter of Romeca posted. And then her Romeca was sort of going back and forth on social media, and it got worse and worse and worse. So let's go back. Let's go here. Okay, this is the other baby mama, Holly. And this is on TikTok. Okay.
I would never be having matching t-shirts on with a nigga that got a baby on the way. I would never be trying to play family with a nigga that got a baby on the way. I would never want to be with a nigga that burnt me while I was pregnant. I would never want to be a bitch like that. I would never be telling random people that my baby daddy burnt me. I would never tell nobody no shit like that. I would never tell random people that my baby daddy cheated on me our whole relationship, my whole pregnancy, that he cheated on me. I would never, you could never get me to tell no shit like that to no random people that I don't fucking know. I would never want to have a job to where I'm wiping old people ass and giving old people showers and feeding them and shit. I would never want to have a job like that. I would never want to have a job that my car was in the shop for 2 years. I couldn't get it out. I would never want to have a job like that. I'm wiping ass and I ain't got no car still. I would never want no job like that. I would never want to be with a nigga that done got so many bitches pregnant during the time that I've known him. I would never want to be with a nigga like that. I would never want to be with a nigga that didn't play in my face for damn near 10 years. I would never want to be with a nigga like that. I'm getting me a new nigga ASAP. I would never have a big ass birthday party and have to catch a ride to my birthday party because I don't have a car. I would never call a bitch.
Okay, so that's what was going back and forth on TikTok. Also, people have released the mugshot of Romeca. Mugshot of Romeca, and they're saying that she was the aggressor. You guys know how I feel. I don't feel that she deserved to get shot and killed. I keep on saying shot. I don't think that she deserved to get killed. I felt like Carlos should have been able to de-escalate the situation. When you have a concealed license, it's only to be used if you are in imminent danger. Like if you know, like you're fearing for your life, you know you have no other option. That's the only time. It's not to be used to go. Normally, like it's not to be used for that 9:30 in the morning. You know what I mean? One person could have drove off. So I'm gonna give the eyewitness video. We're gonna play not right now. Sorry guys, got tongue tied. We're gonna play the eyewitness video right now, and then we're going to play what Holly Fran said happened. So we're going to hear two different testimonies, but I think it's really important to go to the eyewitness part first. She was the one that was on the scene yelling. He had her in a headlock. So let's go. You know, what I don't understand is, if you didn't know, the baby daddy and the second baby mama is now out of jail and no charges have been brought forward. Sometimes they said the case was closed, but I haven't heard that from the news. Sometimes they just need more evidence. It doesn't mean that she wouldn't go to jail later down the road, but if they close the case, that's what happened. I do know that area, and like I said, it's a lot of businesses over there. It's a busy intersection. It's cameras everywhere, even police cams. So I don't know if that was reviewed. It's a lot of action on that corner of I call it 22nd and 22nd Estate, Cermak Estate. So yeah, it's sad, Scott, and right, Miss Asia. I was like, but they were going back and forth, and I just feel like social media played a lot into it. They had a lot of back and forth. Romeca, she had some stuff going on too, talking about Holly. But let's go to the eyewitness testimony first, and then we'll get to the next thing. And you guys just let me know what you think. And I think this is from the messy sweet spot, but no one, just because I knew the voice, but no one tagged them. So I will be saying that. Let's go to the clip of, hold on, sorry guys. And you could tell this was the girl that was on the scene. You could hear it in her voice. Sorry, y'all. Hold on. Sorry. Okay. So this is from Crime Chronicles. But it was the eyewitness spoke out about the Romeca Meeks case and what they saw. So this is it's sensitive, so be careful. Okay, you guys, with your ears. All right, let's go. Let's see. There we go.
So I was the one that was yelling out to arrest her because everybody wasn't doing anything. I was actually the one who called the cops first. And I saw them when they were fighting in the beginning, and I was like, this is not right. He was slamming her with a door when she was standing in her door frame, not even close to the female. She was literally standing on the other side of the road. Her baby daddy was literally slamming the door on her back. So she went back into her car, came back out, and then this was when the baby daddy walked towards the other baby mama. After this happened, he grabbed her by the waist. She tried to wiggle away from him. Her arm was like literally almost getting free with his arm around her neck this time, because he was holding her by the waist in the beginning and she wiggled out. After this happened, he had her in the almost looking like a headlock to me on the side. And then the other baby mama stated, "I'm going to shoot you, bitch. Watch me shoot you, bitch." And he stated, "She's going to go get her gun. She's going to go get her gun. Watch." And after this happened, she ran to the passenger side of her vehicle, grabbed her gun, went around. And when the mother, who slipped away from him for at least like maybe a good second, as soon as she slipped away, she shot her in the face, on her side, and in her thigh. I saw him like holding her for a split second. Maybe he was in shock, but after he was in shock, I guess he picked her up, and when she was falling, like a gush of blood fell like out of her body. And I was like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, I don't know, everybody else sees movies, you know what I mean, and they see put pressure on the wound. Why weren't you putting pressure on the wound? Why weren't you caring enough? This supposedly was your first baby mama, because when I was on the bus, I heard him and her screaming. She was literally saying, she was like, "I just dropped off my fucking baby." What? "I just dropped off my fucking baby. Are you guys kidding me?" As soon as I got off the 21 bus, and trust me, they got it. You know what I mean? Everything that I literally I wasn't going to let her die like that. I literally looked into her eyes. That hurt me. You said she dropped her baby off and you don't know who she is. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh, she needs to get arrested. You know what I mean? They weren't even thinking. There was another black female cop who came up, and a Mexican short. And I pointed out, I was like, the guns in the car. Why wouldn't you give him the gun if supposedly this was, self-defense? You know what I mean? If it was hey, here's the gun, this is what happened. It was no self-defense. I swear to you, it did not look like no self-defense. It looked like you shot her because you were just angry or something. You know what I mean? To me, when she shot her, it wasn't it. The female that got shot, she wasn't with any gun. She didn't have no weapon, no knives, no nothing. So what was it that frightened you so much? You had to run around your car go into your passenger seat or whatever the case is. You reached in to get your gun and shoot this woman. You know? So to me, it was a senseless. They were arguing because she was pulling up, and I guess they ended up parking. Why was her car parked on the sidewalk? Because I seen she ran towards the sidewalk to get her gun, and it was a small black vehicle, and he had a black truck, I think. And literally, he came out of his truck looking like real. He wasn't like on anything but being mischievous, nothing but like always like he was planning something, you know what I mean? And I called the cops on the first time I called the cops, it was because he was attacking her, and the other girl was just yelling at her, and she was arguing back. So there was nothing going on for her to be like, oh, I'm gonna step back over here to go get my gun. She was nowhere near her. But that's all I gotta say. And I know for a fact that she did get arrested.
So that's what we heard from the eyewitness. We're gonna look back at the case, the footage of what happened that day. I'm just making sure I didn't have Romeca out there. People are debating what the eyewitness said, because I'm sitting over here trying to I wondered, so he started slamming her in her car door. That is crazy. Like, he should be charged with that, right? And then I just wanted to take a look at the scene because I didn't see her truck, Holly truck, on the sidewalk. I saw Romeca's, the white Kia that we actually saw in a lot of footage. It was like sort of parked, double parked. So that's very interesting. Like I said, that's a bit busy intersection, so you can't find a parking space a lot of times. Let's go to, I wanted to play that part before I played this part. I want to just give a fair assessment. I don't think it's fair that she died at all. I don't think that was necessary. I think, like I said, when we talked about it, that dude was playing both of them. That's my opinion. He was playing both of them. He had a new baby. He probably was still like trying to, or Romeca was still involved with him or still in love with him or anything like that. And they probably, how things like that go. The new baby mama might have been the one for Carlos, I want to say. And Romeca just like, man, now I'm here. She was in school, she was working, and now you got Holly online teasing her about what she do for a living. Let me tell you something. If she was a CNA, that is very much needed. Very much needed. I don't think it should be shamed. You should be shamed for be doing that. Like, what the heck? But let's go to it, y'all. Let's go to Romeca's video that people are putting up. And they're saying Carlos is the one that released this video. And I have a thing I want to say about that. Let's go here.
Keep lying. This how I feel when somebody keep lying to somebody. Why did you lie? Tell me why you lied.
Now you'll see, while we're watching this, you'll see the little baby over there. So all of this was happening in front of the child, just on their tablet or on their phone right over there, or whatever that is. Look, I'm like Nintendo Switch, whatever it is. But you'll see the baby in the background. So let's go.
Tell me why you lied. Why did you lie? Why you lie so much? Why do you lie so much? I'm talking to you. Please. What? Talk to me and I'll throw it down.
So people are saying that Romeca was the aggressor in the situation and Holly feared for her life. We only can report what we heard. I think that it's distasteful for Carlos to be found not guilty right now and of anything, and him releasing this before she's even buried. I feel like that's kind of distasteful. That's my opinion. Like, two people got in a fight. Both of them were your baby mothers. Romeca lost her life tragically, and I mean, straight shot to the face. Okay. And now you put these videos out. I think that that's distasteful. I don't think that should be. But you guys let me know what y'all think. Let's go to one more. I don't like that. Sorry, I thought I had it up. I don't like that all of these videos about her are coming out now. And I want to say something. Okay, to the family. Social media, that's what we're talking about here. Social media is, of course, a tool. I'm guilty of it myself, going back and forth on social media. Now I see the relatives, or friends, talking about, we will get justice, and people are implying certain things like, and I don't mean the family, I mean that people are taking what they're saying, that they will get justice, as street justice. I'm just going to say it out, not to stumble over my words. Don't use social media. Don't use social media right now if you're looking for the legal route to find justice for the child. And remember that this little baby is always going to see what happened to his mother, and what you guys say as well. And don't forget that this child has a little sister over there with the other baby mama, and still have the baby daddy. I don't even know how that's going to work out. I can't imagine. Don't use social media, because it takes away a little of the sympathy that people having for Romeca when you do that right now. And right now, the world needs to embrace you right now in this situation. I know you angry, can't even imagine anything like that, but maybe not the social media. So, and you guys, that know the family, don't try to be the first to hop on it, because it's just really, if you guys haven't known, I try to stay out of, I want to cover this story because it's touching. It's a legacy there with Romeca. It's things that need to be said to find justice for her, but not the justice that people are implying online. Okay. I think this is right. I think he's trying to use public court of opinion and making the victim look guilty, or like she deserved it. It ain't gonna work. That's what thank you for saying that. I should have read what you said, Miss Aja, because that's what I'm saying. Now people are like turning around, putting Romeca's mugshot up. To me, this is I don't know Romeca. I know the area. I used to live in an area that they had the balloon release, okay, for a little bit. So that's Inglewood, right? It seemed like Romeca had a mouth on her. And when you come from that area, you do know, like, I just have to say it, like, we're from the south side of Chicago, you know how to fight, right? They still young. Her heart was broken. She lost her cool a couple of times. That don't mean she deserved to get shot in the face. And that's what I want to say about that. And as for Holly, that's something she's gonna have to live with the rest of her life. And you ruined your life. Romeca doesn't have a life. I mean, you gotta look over your shoulder everywhere you go now, because you just know. I know you don't think that you could just do that and then walk to Sharks and get you a 6-piece lemon pepper wing. It's not gonna happen. This is Chicago. People are tougher here. It's just, I just don't know how else to say it. So I saw a lot of Romeca having to, you know, stand up for herself, being lied to, probably got hurt, and that's it. You know, that's just me on the outside looking in. You know, I've had, you know, a baby father before. I know. Who is that? Who is that? You know, I've been there. Didn't deserve that. Didn't deserve that. And y'all, we got, you know, losing your cool. People, sorry guys, people lie. People lie. And I just wish it didn't happen, because she probably wouldn't even care about dude in a couple of years. She probably wouldn't even cared about this dude anymore. You know, if she even cared about him at all. But yeah. Ain't no way I could be her family and member and Holly just go free with a child. I don't know what I would do. Yeah, I make her like, yeah, and I feel like that. That's what I'm saying, Miss Asia. Like, Holly, no, you have to leave Illinois. It ain't no way. It ain't no way. And I don't mean you leave Illinois and go to Atlanta. You leave Illinois. You know, what's the popular places people go when they leave Chicago? I'm going to Atlanta. I'm going to Texas. No, you got to go like to Shabuda, Mississippi somewhere. Like, you have to go off the grid. You have to maybe leave the country. You'll forever be known as the girl that killed that girl. You know what I mean? Let's go to another. I want to go to one more TikTok, and I'll let y'all go for today. I hope y'all having I just wanted to talk about how social media, how it changed everything. How it changed everything. Let's see if this is the one. Let's see. And then never, people aren't possessions. That's another thing I want to say. If it's any young people that will run across this video, people are not possessions. You don't own anyone. You know what I mean? I just wanted to say that. It's crazy. Okay, let's go to. Let's go to this part right here. I don't think I want to play that video. I'll just do the clips. So this is what social media is saying, that it's this guy called Messy. Oh, Messy Shit. That's his name. He has something to say about the eyewitness. Let's go to that part. So I wanted to give y'all two different accounts of what happened. So so someone put in his comment section that she had 4 to 6 inconsistencies in her account of events. I'm sorry. I knew there was no way him and her would fist bump one another. That's what the eyewitness said. It was a fist bump going on. I think that, you know what I want to say about the eyewitness? I want to say they might be in shock. Can you imagine seeing something like that? So I'll allow it. You know what I mean? If she was a little in shock, I'll allow it. So it says, I knew there was no way him and her would fist bump one another, all of those people standing and looking. Then she said she didn't want to get on the, she didn't want to get on the camera, I guess. Okay, so let's hear what Messy had to say.
Statement to the police. They're not taking that lady, that witness, that fake witness, hopped up on the whoop and said she ain't want to give her statement. But you hopped up on a public platform to give your statement. That's the first red flag, y'all. I don't want to give my statement, but you on a video and you gave a statement over a public platform that can't be used, though. You can't use that in a court of law type shit. She was there. Now it turns to something else. Now, because she left, Now she had enough time to see everything. Her emotions getting involved. She adding sauce to the ribs with the story. No. Peep who is talking to the police though. Now I also want y'all to peep this.
So everybody has their accounts on if the eyewitness was, and I'm sure that the eyewitness, I'm trying to remember how long. She said she was on the bus. Yeah. If you're on the bus, it takes a minute for it to pull up. You get off the bus, and she could have saw the arguments, and everybody else pulled out their camera phone, right? That's the problem with social media. Back to what we're saying, because now we have the court of public opinion. Did the police even take the statement? Now Romeca's family is going to hear that part of the story. Who is the eyewitness? If she was slamming, if Carlos was slamming Romeca in the door, why didn't he get charged with abuse or whatever? Also, the headlock part. Now that's the part that kind of, because I'm like, oh, girl had to have crazy aim. Carlos didn't even have blood on him. It's a lot going on. Yeah. Yep. He's talking about the girl that we play. Hey, Wyoming. The girl that, yeah, the eyewitness. If so, I recognize her voice from the original video when she was telling her arrested. I want her arrested. I remember that. And let's go to that. See if I got that video. It was so many different videos everyone sent. And I was like, oh man, I just don't want. He had a lot of blood on him. I didn't see that. Let's go to the video. You know, it was hard to watch. I was like, what? Hold on, guys. Let's pull it up. Sorry, y'all. I wanted to make sure I didn't, because it's so crazy when you have the video, like the way they were taping it. It was crazy. Okay, let's go to this video. News crime. I think they cut it off. I mean, our next subject got to be camera phones, because it's crazy. It's good we have this, but now it's like the social media part. Okay, let's see. Let's go to this part, and I hope this is the right one. Forgive me, you guys. Discretion here, please. Let's go here.
Put the gun in the car. The gun, she shot her. This one right here. She shot her. She shot her. She put the gun in the car. She put the gun in the car. The gun is in the car. Arrest her.
Please stop sharing them poses of my sister, please. Please stop sharing that post of my baby sister on that ground, please. Get y'all, please. For my mama and for me and my siblings' sake. Please, y'all. My sister is gone. Yes, she is. Please.
Chicago police saying that early this morning around 9:30 there was a fight between two women. That scene unfolding here near State and Cermak.
I got that whoa, nah, nah, nah. He drink that.
This is the tragic story of the beautiful and energetic lady, Romeca Meeks, aged 31, a mother of one who was ambushed and shot dead by the new girlfriend of her ex-boyfriend while dropping her son in school. The crime happened in the presence of the ex-boyfriend who did nothing to stop his girlfriend. As a matter of fact, he was said to have Romeca in a chokehold while the other lady got her gun and shot her multiple times. Why and what led to this? Let's find out. Hello and welcome to Twisted Crimes. Subscribe and hit.
I'm gonna put the link to them right here in the chat if you guys want to check it out. Man, it's just like I think about her a lot because I'm like, I wonder how the little baby wake up in the morning and think his mom is gonna come home, or she's at work, or what does he think? Oh, this is insane. And Romeca, her funeral is, I know they had the balloon release. Oh, you know what? So someone posted a YouTube video, I mean a TikTok video of Romeca's mom. They're alleging it's the mom, and she already made her statement about don't do the GoFundMe. They're gonna do everything for Romeca herself. But now they're trying to say that the family was aggressive. Aggressive don't mean you get to hurt somebody, like kill somebody. So now they're trying to put up all Romeca's side of the family, anything they had going on in their past. Now they want to put it out. Like, I'm trying to figure out, why does that justify this baby getting shot in the face? I just don't understand it. So I'm gonna end it there. I think that social media used to be a tool. It used to be fun, and now it's a way to hurt people and egg people on. And I'm looking at Holly and how she was, what's that thing that Shay say sound real hard on the phone, nephew? She was egging Romeca and talking about her on and on and on. So if Romeca, because this is Chicago, if Romeca said it's on site, that's what people do here. They be like, it's on site. She probably meant a fight, right? My words is, you have to know that some people everyone's not going to fight. You know what I mean? Be careful, because we covered the story about the people throwing acid in the face of another girl they're jealous of. We've covered the story of the poor Lois, who they took her to the Calumet River and killed her there. A bunch of other women over a guy. And these are Chicago stories, and I like to make sure I cover it so people know to be safe out there, because people hurt women sometimes, and use social media as a tool. Use your phone, which is good for evidence. Like, I was so glad they were able to catch what they did catch. I don't think anybody caught. Hold on, let me see. Did the Messy Sweet Spot do this? Hold on, let me see, because I keep on saying I hear pieces on TikTok, but let me just go to the Messy Sweet Spot. No one tags them, so let me go over there. I did. Let's see if we got it right here. Yes, I shared it one day ago. Okay, let's go to. Let's see, because that was a 3 hour. She didn't do no timestamps. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. This is a good video. I just want. Oh, it was criminal villains. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Let me go to where I shared it. Okay, it wasn't the messy sweet spot. It was the criminal villains. Okay.
I was actually the one at the scene, so I was the one that was yelling out to arrest her because no, everybody wasn't doing anything. I was actually the one who called the cops first, and I saw them when they were fighting in the beginning, and I was like, "This is not right." He was slamming her with the door when she was standing in her door frame, not even close to the female of on the other side. So she was literally standing on the other side of the road, and her baby daddy was literally slamming the door on her back. So she went back into her car, came back out, and then this was when the baby daddy walked towards the other baby mama. After this happened, he grabbed her by the waist. She tried to wiggle away from him. Um, her arm was like literally almost getting free. With his arm around her neck. This time, because she ran to the passenger side of her vehicle, grabbed her gun, went around, and when um the mother, who slipped away from him for at least like maybe a good second, as soon as she slipped away, she shot her. And she shot her in the face, on her side, and in her thigh. And I saw him like holding her for a split second. Maybe he was in shock, but after he was in shock, I guess he picked her up, and when she was falling, like a gush of blood fell, you know, like out of her body. And I was like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, I don't know, everybody else sees movies, you know what I mean, and they see put pressure on the wound. Why weren't you putting pressure on the wound? Why weren't you caring enough? This supposedly was your first baby mama, because when I was on the bus, I heard him and her screaming, and she was literally saying, she was like, I just dropped off my fucking baby. What? I just dropped off my fucking baby. Are you guys kidding me? As soon as I got off the 21 bus. And trust me, they got it. You know what I mean? Everything that I literally had to, I wasn't gonna let her die like that. I literally looked into her eyes. That hurt me. She says she dropped her baby off, and you don't know who she is. You know what I mean? And I was like, arrest her. She needs to get arrested. You know what I mean? They weren't even thinking. There was another black female cop who came up, and a Mexican shore cop, and I pointed out, I was like, the guns in her car, why wouldn't you give him the gun if supposedly this was, a self-defense? You know what I mean? If it was hey, here's the gun, this is what happened. It was no self-defense. I swear to you, it did not look like no self-defense. It looked like you shot her because you were just angry or something. You know what I mean? And to me, when she shot her, it wasn't it she the female that got shot she wasn't with any gun. She didn't have no weapon, no knives, no nothing. So what was it that frightened you so much? You had to run around your car, go into your passenger seat or whatever the case is, and you reached in to get your gun and shoot this woman, you know? So to me, it was a senseless, they were arguing because she was pulling up and I guess they ended up parking. Why was her car parked on the sidewalk? Because I seen she ran towards the sidewalk to get her gun, and it was a small black vehicle, and he had a black truck, I think. And literally, he came out of his truck looking like real, like he wasn't like on anything but being like mischievous, like nothing but like what was like he was planning something, you know what I mean? And I called the cops on the first time I called the cops, it was because he was attacking her, you know, and the other girl was just yelling at her and she was arguing back. So there was nothing going on for her to be like, oh, I'm gonna step back over here to go get my gun, you know. She was nowhere near her. But that's all I gotta say. And I know for a fact that she did get arrested, but he got let go. So hopefully, you know, for what I said and what I witnessed, I just don't want to be, you know, put on the stand or anything to say. I did put a statement in because I know it's necessary. You know, it was a ridiculous, you know, I'm a mom too. I wouldn't want my baby to hear like that, you know, and I wouldn't want me to be laying in the ground. She's a sister, you know, she's a mother, she's a daughter, she's somebody to everybody. She's a friend, you know, and that was bogus to just stand there and look at her like she was nothing, you know. To me, I was literally so mad. My boyfriend was also really mad. He was yelling at them. I don't know if you noticed. He was there too, and I was on the phone with him while this was happening. I would call back at him and he was like, what's going on? I was like, please hurry. And I even had him run that way. I was like, you need to run that way to go see if he's okay. Go see if everything's okay. What's going on over there? What's going on? Is she laying in the go see if she's okay, you know? And it's just senseless that I felt like I had to go send my boyfriend over there because he was just standing over her like, you know, like I don't know. But I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for letting me speak.
No, I just want to say, witness, I want to give you a hug and I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for speaking up and being a hero and having the anointing of God on you, to have that courage to speak and have that faith to call out demons in front of them and how they are, because so many people be so afraid to speak out, but not you. And I'm thankful that you have come up here and you have told the truth. You have put truth, you know, to power, and we need more people like you. We really, really do. And I just want to say thank you so much. Now you said that Carlos, because that is the baby daddy, his name is Carlos Way. Now he was putting hands on Meeks. That's the woman that passed away. She's a chocolate girl, the first baby mom. You said when you first saw they were arguing, Carlos and Miss Meeks, was they at her car?
Yeah, they were by Miss Meeks' car. Miss Meeks was standing in her door frame, and Carlos had the driver's side door, and he was slamming the door into her to where she was like jerking herself. Yes.
Oh my God, he's a demon. And he did it in front of the kids, in front of the public. Can you imagine what he does behind closed doors?
Trust me, that's why I called the cops right away, because it looked like to me it was like a domestic violence. And
it was. You know, anytime you got a big man like that, do you see the muscles on this dude? And she ain't
he was huge.
She ain't nothing but $150, and he's slamming that door, using a door as a weapon to harm her. And you got this other girl just looking, and what was she doing at the time?
She was standing by her trunk of her car, and she was arguing with Miss Meeks about being there, I guess. And that's when I heard Miss Meeks yell out, "I just dropped off my fucking kid. Are you kidding me?" Like, she was like, "What the fuck's wrong with you guys?" Like it was a different, like, you know, argument. Like, it wasn't even like she was arguing with her, you know what I mean? Yeah, she did get back out of her car, but it was because the other woman was antagonizing her, you know, and she was acting like she wanted her to come out the car. So then she she came out of the car, and I don't think she expected to get shot. No one ever like expects to get shot, you know what I mean? But
so what we heard, like, because all we can say is what we heard. So what we heard was, and from the videos, Carlos lived right there by the school. So I'm wondering if she saw, when did Holly post that video? Like, we're going back to social media. Was it because they were talking smack on social media and she pulled up on Holly? I don't know. But I agree that I don't think she ever thought she was going to get shot in broad daylight, a couple of blocks, a corner away, like the school's across the street from her baby school, in broad daylight, 9:30 in the morning. It looked like she was dressed for work as well. And I agree with, more people need to step up. I'm glad that she did say something when she was yelling in the video, like, you need to arrest him. She shot her like she wasn't scared. So I do agree with that.
To me, I felt like what I seen, it was unnecessary, and to the point where, it was senseless, and I don't know what came over her to even think to go get her gun. You know what I mean? Like, I thought they gave people training for that.
Did you know earlier this year, that same girl, the second baby mama that got the gun, she was writing to Miss Meeks and online earlier this year in January. She said it's time to KMFers. So they said they already had this plan, that the second baby mama was already had in her heart that she wanted to end the first baby mama life.
I didn't know that, actually. I just, from what, I literally, I haven't been online or anything, and I haven't been looking up, but I went on YouTube and I saw your thing, and you were saying to tell the truth. So I figured I'd come on to let it off my chest.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you did. So afterwards, so he's slamming the car on her. So did eventually she get inside the car to get back out?
Yeah, because he was slamming it so hard. I feel like she was just trying to kind of get away from him. Then she went back in.
So she went back in the car. So I would think, okay, this is the end of it, right? But it's not the end of it?
No, because the girl literally ran from the side of the sidewalk and then went in front of her car and Miss Meeks' car and started yelling stuff out. That's where I actually got off the bus, and then I started getting close, and then just to hear what was going on, and it started getting hectic, and then at that point I was already telling the cops they needed to hurry to come and get the situation handled, because they were in the middle of the street arguing, and I was like, he literally was slamming the door on her back, like, please go help, please help, so
yeah.
And then after, she ran to the side. So
I'm glad you did. So after that, she got in the car, and then homegirl, Miss Johnson, Holly Johnson, that's her name. The second baby mama, the killer, is Holly Johnson. Holly Johnson gonna go in front of the car and yelling and trying to provoke her. And is that when Miss Meeks said, girl, I just got finished dropping my kids off. What are y'all doing?
No, she was yelling that over the hood, right? But when she came out of the car, she said, what? Like, she was like, what, bitch? Like, you keep coming up to my car. What's up? Because she kept coming up to her car. And, every time she would go back into her car, she was, trying to get her out of the car. So then that's what to me, it seemed like the only reason why she came out of the car was because the other one, Miss Johnson was, antagonizing her.
Provoking her. And while she's provoking her, what is Carlos doing? Is he telling Holly, sit your ass down, get back, girl? What is he doing?
He was just standing there looking.
Not saying nothing, like, okay, Holly, do what you got to do. This is what we plan to do, Holly. Go ahead. Take care of that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I just seen him looking, like he was just looking, and to me, I didn't know what his plans were, what the plans were between each other,
So I did put the link in there for the video. And yeah, that she could have just drove off. She could have just drove off. I think they were just fighting over this man. Let's go to Chronicle Speaks right quick. Of course, I love her breakdown of things. And this is her breakdown on why she was released. Oh man, this is so sad.
Breaking update on the heartbreaking case of Romeca Meeks Blackman, the young mother who was unalived 1 mile from her son's school. Deja Johnson, known on Facebook as Holly Johnson, is the alleged unaliver.
I'm licensed to carry.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, bitch.
You shot somebody, nigga. What the fuck wrong with you?
Calm down. Go back down.
Romeca's ex, Carlos Loso Way, was claiming self-defense, and a lot of people didn't understand why. According to reports, Romeca had just dropped off the 6-year-old son that she shares with Carlos Loso Way to school. She put a heartfelt letter in her son's lunchbox, not knowing that that was the last time she would be able to do so. Less than an hour after the school bell struck, the young, vibrant mother who loved to dance was no longer alive. According to the Chicago Police Department, CPD, officers responded around 9:35 a.m. on September 8, 2025 to multiple 911 calls reporting gunfire near Cermak Road and State Street. When officers arrived, they found Meeks lying in the street, suffering from multiple gunshot wounds, including injuries to her chin and thigh. She was transported to Stroger Hospital, where she was later pronounced deceased. Investigators said the shooting followed a physical altercation between Meeks and Johnson, who allegedly claimed to possess a valid concealed carry license. During the dispute, Johnson is accused of pulling out a firearm and shooting Meeks multiple times. Police said Johnson remained at the scene where her weapon was recovered, and she was immediately taken into custody. Family members shared that Meeks had just dropped off her young son at school and was on her way to work at the time of the incident. Witnesses also alleged that Meeks' child's father, Carlos Loso Way, who was reportedly subject to an active restraining order, was present during the altercation and placed Meeks in a headlock. In those moments, Johnson allegedly drew her firearm and fatally shot Meeks at close range. A lot of people believe that Holly, aka Deja, and Carlos Loso Way showed up to the school, but that was not the case. According to reports, this violent incident happened right in front of Carlos's home. According to Chicago police, the person taken into custody after Monday's fatal shooting of Romeca Meeks Blackman has been released without charges.
Hi, good afternoon, you all. According to CPD, the person who was taken into custody after the fatal shooting of 31-year-old Romeca Meeks Blackman has been released without charges. Blackman's family is eagerly seeking justice.
Someone has to pay for this. It's not right.
Surrounded by family and overwhelmed with grief, Romeca's mom, Tina McMiller, says she's, as you can imagine, heartbroken after losing Romeca to gun violence on Monday morning. Romeca was dropping her son off at school near Cermak and State when police say some sort of fight unfolded, with the suspect pulling out a gun and shooting Romeca in the face. She was rushed to Stroger Hospital but did not make it. Romeca was in school to become a nurse. Her mother says she was an outstanding mother, daughter, and friend.
Romeca was my baby.
Again, this is Chronicle Speaks. And you know what's crazy? That note she left her baby. Oh my goodness. Like, tell people you love them right every day. Like every day. Like, that was just so sweet. I hope they kept the note, or the school found the note or something like that.
Romeca was kind, sweet, loving, very, very supportive, and an amazing mother. She loved her son. She loved me. She loved her siblings. And I loved her the same.
Tina says she's now raising her grandson, Romeca's 6-year-old son, Also, when I reached out to CPD about why the person originally taken into custody for allegedly shooting Romeca had been released without charges, they said that they can't give us any type of comment on an ongoing investigation. Loved ones say that there will be a balloon release in Romeca's honor tonight at 68th and Normal in Inglewood, where she attended high school. Reporting live in the South Loop, I'm Jewel Hillary, WGN News.
So if this story actually went down the way the news and the blogs are portraying, why are we not getting justice for Romeca Meeks? It's time for us to take a deeper dive. Romeca and Carlos seem to have a very volatile relationship. She had to place a restraining order out against him, according to her family. He's allegedly broken her balcony window, her television, taking things out of.
That is insane. That is, well, to be young, you know, but that is when somebody start destroying your stuff and all of that stuff. So sad. Let's go.
Her home, so we can definitely see why the restraining order against him was warranted. Now, as you recall, Deja, aka Holly, said that she had a restraining order out against Romeca.
I'm licensed to carry.
It doesn't matter. Bitch.
You shot somebody, nigga. What the fuck wrong with you?
Now, Deja, aka Holly's family, says that Romeca actually showed up to Carlos's home as they were putting their baby inside of the car, and she blocked their car with her car. This spot is where Romeca was. This is where the crime actually took place. This is the Ford that Holly was leaning against, and her family said that she was getting in on the driver's side.
Carlos came out of his house.
Okay, so we're going to hear from the family member that, so that's like a double park situation. She's not even parked because that's the middle of the street. That's the middle of the street. So I'm wondering if she passed by and saw them. This is crazy.
Putting the baby in the car. Holly was on the driver's side of the vehicle. A car driven by the victim pulled up and blocked Carlos's car from leaving. Romeca got out the car and they began fighting.
We know this to be Romeca's car because in previous situations, we've seen her get out of the car and confront Carlos. The front of the car and the headlights match the same car that was on the scene that she was in front of.
Carlos attempted to remove Romeca's car during the fight. The victim was on top of the pew-pewer when the pew-pews were fired.
Now that Holly, aka Deja, has been released, videos have now been circulating on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook of Romeca pulling up on Carlos at someone else's home.
You were home. Ain't that what you said? I'm at home. You ain't nowhere near home. You ain't nowhere near at home. And I'm ready to both bills. What you study land for? I knew you were pulling up to a bitch career. That's why you blocked me.
As I watched the videos, I noticed these familiar gates, and I also slowed it down to look at a restaurant that was at the corner. The restaurant is Sharks Fish and Chicken, which is at the corner of Cermak and South State Street.
The deadly shooting happened this morning right here along Cermak near State.
The restaurant is here, and the unaliving happened right here on the corner of Cermak and South State Street. The restaurant is here, and this is exactly where Romeca was going to ring the buzzer.
From her career, bitch, I ain't stupid. Y'all whole lights on up there and everything. Who the fuck you think you lying to, Carlos? All you do is lie. All you fucking do is lie. All your ass do is lie, bitch. You was just on the phone with me for 45 minutes driving to a bitch house arguing with me, and the whole time you pulling up to a bitch career.
Holly is stated to have said, "I feared for my life," and perhaps that, along with the restraining order, helped her to get out of this situation. However, not everyone, including her friends, are okay with her actions.
Me and Holly is from the same town, right? And this is for real. Her mom used to babysit me and my cousin when we were kids. Our family kind of grew up. I wouldn't say grew up together, but I know them basically through my grandmother. We all been cool. Holly was not jealous of this girl. Not at all. And I'm telling you, I've actually come.
Why would she be? She a new baby mama.
She wasn't. Holly come from good people. I'm talking about good, solid ass people. She don't come from no bum ass family. She ain't hurting for no motherfucking money. You know what I'm saying? She got her shit together. This is one. Me personally, as a person, as somebody that knows her, I'm just upset at the decision that she made to shoot this girl. You know what I mean? Romeca, I think I said her name right. I hate that Romeca lost her life in this situation or whatever, but I think that we're painting a picture of Holly that is not a picture of being painted of Holly that is not true.
Right, and so look, it's good that you say that. It's good that you say that because now it makes me question you to answer you this. How do you feel like they're supposed to think about Los?
What I'm telling you is I don't like the decisions that she made. And I don't mean to cut you off, but I was just looking at the comments. I don't like the decision that she made. But at the same time, everybody has a fucking breaking point. You cannot keep bullying people. And this goes for all the young kids that's even watching. You can't keep bullying people and expect them to respond in a certain way. You cannot. We cannot expect that. It's not a decision I would have made, but it wasn't me. That's just me.
Romeca pulled up on Holly at Lowe's house. Lowe's house is on the same block as the school, so it's down the street. If you go look at her crime scene, bro, you're going to see the puddle of blood in front of a store. So in front of a storefront, not in front of a school. If you go on my page and you see Romeca stalking Los and pressing his bell, you're going to see her show the whole crime scene right there. So that means she got killed right in front of his house because the blood spot is right there in front of his house, not in front of no school.
So you saying she dropped her son off and then what? She re-rocked and went by Lo's house?
Yes, that's exactly what she did, bro. Romeca just attacked her. That means old girl damn near fearing for her life because ain't no telling what Romeca saying. If you just beat her up and you just smashed her, why you got to beat her up again? You feel me?
So you got 4 shots handed off, and if a motherfucker say she shot with 4 shots and he had in a headlock and this nigga ain't get hit,
if he had on the headlock while she's shooting all them shots, that means Los would have got hit, right?
This situation is very unsettling and did not have to happen. The fact that this 6-year-old has to grow up without his mother is the worst part of it all. What I need to do is hear from you. What do you think about everything going on with this Romeca case? Leave a comment and you know how we do. We'll talk about it down below. Talk to you guys later. Bye. As always, thanks for watching. But before you go,
hey, Miss T, how you doing? So back to the subject at hand. Back to social media and going back to that part. It used to be so simple, but now, like we saw, Holly was taunting Romeca on social media. Thank goodness for the witness as well to be able to tell us what she saw. And it just used to be so simple. Now everything's on the table when it comes to social media. So I just wanted to talk about that today. I'll also I saw someone post I have to verify if this is a family member because they posted like the obituary, I guess they will have. It was beautiful, but I just wanted to verify that was the family member that they will have. I wonder if the news will cover this. I think it's super sad that, you're gonna have to bring the baby to the funeral. It's just something that did not have to happen. And also, you guys, please don't post, if it's not the family, don't post about her funeral on social media, because she's still gonna have this baby that will be on. We don't know what's like. We were talking about MySpace and blackplanet.com. That's how we started, right? And we were talking about that and how social media has elevated. And we don't know what's going to be in the next 10 years where this baby will be grown. Those families will always be connected. You know what I mean? Those families will always be connected because Carlos had a baby with both of them. And the babies are siblings. And Holly's going to always have to run from herself as well. Like, you just don't do something like that and think that it'll just go away. You won't think about it. You won't replay it in your head 1,000 times. That's going to be something that she'll have to that will haunt her. Or when Carlos have to leave to go pick up his son, if it gets to that point, You know what I mean? Do you let, okay, this is my question, y'all. Carlos didn't shoot Romeca, right? Will the family let Carlos see the baby? Would you, and they said, like, would you let Carlos watch the baby on the weekends? And what if he married Holly or something like that, and she become the dang on baby stepmother? I don't even want to think about it. I don't even want to think about how left that could go. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Miss Asia said, hell no. I just want to say that I have been the new wife of an ex-husband for over 20 years. And no matter what she has done over the years, I have never thought of having a gun in the mix. Yeah, it doesn't have to go that way. And then I want to say, sometime to the fellas, you could diffuse it possibly to the men that have the two women in the middle. Because when I see Romeca going to ring, like I said, I've been there. Okay, like, what, you told me you wasn't messing with that girl. You know, I've been there. When Romeca went to ring Carlos' bell, the way she was ringing the bell and way she was pulling up on him, I got to show y'all a video. Oh, you know what? I didn't blur the baby face. I want to blur the baby. So basically, they at a block party or something, right? And Romeca has the same outfit she had on when she got out the car. We played that yesterday when she popped up on Carlos and got out the car, and then the friend on the phone was egging everything on, and she had on the same outfit. So she must have dropped the baby off, came back to Carlos' house. So you know he was like, this is my assumption because I don't know, but you know he probably was still messing with her or something like that. Because why would Holly be this angry to be on social media to be talking about Romeca under her clothes, right? So this family got a big decision to make. Can you imagine, like, having to share custody? Because it has happened with Carlos. Like, it has happened with the other side of the family. They fight for custody. Would he get half custody? Like, I don't even want to think about it. I just think it's sad. It's sad because do you just want him to disappear? Because wouldn't that hurt the baby too? Yep, I think so too. All these videos show he was a lying baby daddy, and he was like, she found out where he was, who he was messing with, and he always said he wasn't messing with somebody, and she rolled up on him. And they're trying to make it like Romeca just didn't get over Carlos. Well, I think that he was still messing with her. I mean, the baby was only 6. The baby was only 6 years old. So she probably wasn't over him. And then he went and had another baby. I wonder how many kids he got total. I haven't seen anyone report on that, but how sad. Social media, and I'm going to let y'all enjoy your day. Social media has changed lives, some for the better, some for worse. And I think that the back and forth that Romeca and Holly had, the back and forth on social media, the watching each other on social media, that led to a lot of more agitation, aggravation, and all of that. Because we did see Romeca say, like, if I see, oh girl, I'm on her. You know, she said that at the event. They were at, let me see if they got that's on TikTok. Somebody might have it where it blurred out. Hold on one second before we go. Oh man, I just wish that this just did not happen to this baby. She had too much life in front of her, and wanted to raise a kid. I'm trying to see if they wanted to raise her baby. Let me see. No, they didn't blur the baby face out, so I'll have to do a short, you guys. And hold on one second. Yeah, I'll have to do a short and post it on my community wall. And I wonder how Carlos feels this day. Like when he said out loud it was self-defense. She had a restraining order against Carlos. Romeca did. Did that? I don't know why she would get out the car. It's no excuse. I'm not saying that. I'm just wondering. Something happened probably the night before. Something had to happen the night before. So I'll do a short, you guys, and we'll put up that part of Romeca when I just want to blur the baby face out. And you guys enjoy your day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.